What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Guys of Texas, episode 13. Texas throttles Texas Tech, as called. Not many tortillas throwing around. One touchdown. Um, the boys handled business. Quinn had 196 yards and 17 completions, one TD, did throw an interception. Morton for Texas Tech had 88 yards passing with three interceptions. Uh, handled the rushing to 110 yards. Handled did get 110 yards and only score one touchdown is wild. Um, Defense put them on them. We got to see our first glimpse at Arch Manning. So now all chaos is going to commence on next year. So what were you guys' thoughts on the game?
Dude, TJ, great call on the one touchdown. That was impressive.
We'll mark a one on the board for that.
Yeah. Dude, it was a really fun game. Finally handled opponent like we were supposed to. And I mean, couldn't ask for a better team to do it to.
Yeah. Yeah, they were all over Twitter. They didn't have much to say. It took them a little bit to get on Twitter. It took them a couple days, and now they're full force, like trying to find every stat they can to justify the absolute beatdown they just received.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's been flowing. Now apparently there was some article that someone from Texas wrote about there's no love lost because when Beard got hired, they were all fearing for their lives when they're in Texas Tech because fans were crowding the bus, and they're calling us soft for that. They're out in full force. A&M's out in full force right now, also thinking that we care about their head coach hire and we're shaking in our boots. But yeah, no, the Tech game was exactly what it should have been and what it should have been against a couple other teams. We handled them really well. Blue looked really good. 121 yards on 10 carries. That's wild.
Yeah, I mean it was fun game, man. It was one of those games, like you said, that we should have had multiple times throughout that Big 12 slate. But it's nice to finally get a complete game. I mean, and when we say complete game, offensively, defensively, special teams was all around. Shout out to Burt Auburn, 5 for 5, 6 for 6 on extra points.
Tied the field goal record, didn't he?
Yeah, he's tied the record. That's nuts, man. What a turnaround for him when he looked real shaky to start the season. He ever since Kansas game, man, he's just been locked in.
Yeah.
But dude, that was a fun game. Seeing some guys get some carries like Blue and Red. They looked pretty good in there. Pretty much all around, man. I mean, everybody got, I feel like, a look in the game, and everybody performed well. And that's obviously the one we wanted with how much crap Texas Tech has been talking for so long. It's nice to kind of shut them up and move out of the way now, because obviously with those hype videos, it seemed like a girlfriend that got broken up with, for sure.
Yeah, we may or may not have posted a couple videos after the game, giving our own breakup videos of "Don't call us anymore." We're done with you. We'll never see you again in any sport. Maybe baseball, maybe basketball in the March Madness, but that's going to be about it. That there is no love lost for Texas Tech. We don't care about you. I'm just telling you right now. We have never cared about you. The only reason this game mattered to us so much is because of the commissioner. That's the only reason why it mattered so much. Regular beatdown is just a regular beatdown. Like, you guys, everything runs through Lubbock.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And shout out to Jet Bush for the best pick six of the season.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Off
dude,
the shoe.
That was awesome.
That was nuts. What do y'all think about Sark saying that Malik got rolled up on a kick return? Which, dude, I actually went back and looked at some of those kick returns. I don't really see what he was talking about. I don't know.
Well, we saw the video.
Yeah, I sent it to TJ.
Yeah, so there is a video out there from a wide angle that shows not just one group. There's two Longhorns on one Texas Tech Red Raider, and they bury them in the bench. Not just one group of 2 Longhorns and 1 Red Raider, but 2 different groups. Absolutely demolishing them into the sidelines. And I guess one of those is the one that buried Murphy, because all of a sudden we're like, wait a minute, why is Arch coming in right now? Was he actually hurt though? It was a non-throwing shoulder.
Throwing shoulder, yeah. I don't
What'd
know.
you think?
I don't hate it. I'm glad.
I don't either.
I hate that the hype train around Arch is just going to get
It's
momentum. But I'm happy to get that out of the way. Arch has a little bit of experience now. Like, I'm happy it happened. I hate the follow-up of what's going to happen.
It's going to be bad. I mean, it's going to start this weekend.
Dude,
Like,
all the freaking posts online of like people that don't know what they're talking about, like just Arch Manning's going into the portal. They're frustrating the crap.
Bro, I heard he's going to Ohio State today. I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Malik for sure is going to the portal now.
Malik's gone. I just don't see how Malik stays.
Supposedly, I saw Ohio State has interest in him, which could be another spoof
too.
article. But
Ohio State just wants any quarterback at this point.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, they need it. Also, what did y'all think of Arch?
I mean,
besides, like trying to put it through somebody's chest,
bro,
he looked great.
Yeah, he was a little excited. You could tell with a few of those throws, man. I was like, dude, he's not catching those, man. But overall, I mean, he looked pretty good.
You didn't see Jono doesn't have Twitter because he's a clown, but I reposted. Someone posted a video of that Saturday Night Live skit where Peyton is just chunking the ball to little kids, and it's like, this is Arch last night, and that's exactly what it was. Like, it was clear as day that man was trying to put holes in sternums at that point. No one else except for where he was trying to throw the ball was going to be thrown. But I mean, the way he maneuvered out of the pocket and made a throw and a run, like, there were a lot of small glimpses that we got. Like, obviously he's going to have to bulk up a little bit more, but mobility wise, with the few plays we got to see, he looked good. And you know, he made the right decisions where he was throwing the ball and didn't ever put himself in trouble for those few plays. So I was impressed with what I saw. He ain't ready yet, but I was impressed with what I saw. But I'm telling you, next week, if Ewers gets in trouble at all, the chants are coming. Like, if we're down at half, like, there's going to be some rumblings. That's just the way. When we've called this all season, you can go back and watch. We have said if Arch gets in, this is what's going to happen. He only had 5 attempts pass. 2 of them were completed for 30 yards. There's a very small sample size. So let's chill out. If we get up by 60 on Saturday, cool, put him in. But unless that happens, let Ewers run the game, and let's go win a Big 12.
Agreed.
Absolutely. I was really impressed with his mobility.
Yeah.
Like, not that it was all the way there yet, but just seeing the potential of, like, he has an incredible arm, and everybody's always bragged about his IQ mentally, and you combine that with the mobility, just has. Obviously, he was a top recruited player in the country that year, but it's just good to see, and I think he's going to be awesome once he gets the time.
What do y'all think is going to happen in this game coming up?
I mean, I like the matchup. I mean, we're familiar with their quarterback. Bowman was at Texas Tech for a couple of years. He was the one that threw down the horns down, and then I think we went on like a 17-0 run after that and won that game in Lubbock or something like that. But I mean, the main thing is going to be just like against Texas Tech is shutting down the run, and you got to like our chances versus the run. You know, even though, you know, Texas Tech was able to have, I think you said 90, 95 yards that he had, but I mean, those were really hard fought 95 yards.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, nothing was easy with those 95 yards. So the main thing is just going to be shutting down their run game, because I feel like whenever you shut down the run game, they just don't really have an identity offensively. So I mean, that's going to be huge for us defensively. But I like the matchup, man. I think it's favorable for us for sure.
Ollie Gordon, offensive player of the year for the Big 12, which is a little bit absurd, but is what it is. I feel like it's not even on Texas. I feel like there are other options out there. But he's the top running back according to the Big 12, top offensive player. So good luck this weekend. Our run defense is there. Texas Tech ran the ball. Has just about as many yards as the Texas Tech running back. So buckle up. Like you can get 100 rushing yards in a game. Cool. You still can't score. So that's going to be the thing is just hold it. And I saw something where Van Gundy was coming out talking about how Sark's going to stay in his box, which basically he's calling out his game plan and just continues to ramble about how Sark is going to play the game. And basically saying he's going to run zones, high pressure zones. Like it's, he's going to run. Every time I kept reading his quote, I was like, okay, he's going to run the ball. He's going to pass the ball. He's going to throw to his tight ends. I was like, well, that's not the box. That's like the full playbook. Like everything you're describing is a full playbook there, bud. So, I hope we get to cut his mullet after the game. Or actually, did he cut his mullet? I feel like he did.
Yeah, I think it's gone.
Yeah, well, he's going to lose his powers again.
Who's Van Gundy, by the way?
He's a basketball coach for. I always gotten them mixed up. Yeah, I've always said that. Okay. So yeah, it's always a slip up, but it always happens.
I'm excited for. I mean, yeah, like you said, the defensive matchup against Ollie Gordon. He's a different back, so I think it's going to be exciting. Like it has me a little bit nervous, but I think our defensive line will be able to handle it. See how they transition after that. I think it's a pretty similar their offense, pretty similar to Tech that we'll be able to handle it. It's just going to be the first couple of minutes seeing what Ollie Gordon can do against us. Mm-hmm. The thing that's different is Tech's DBs. They have a lot better secondary than Tech does, so. I think it's going to be a little bit more challenging, but I definitely still think it goes in our favor by quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Oklahoma State's defense. I mean, they've given up some points recently. Obviously, they gave up a lot to Central Florida in that game, and then there was the game against Houston that they gave up points. BYU, they gave up points. So, I mean, it's not like their defense has been stifling anybody as of late. So, I mean, you're averaging over 30 points a game defensively given up. So, I feel like this has got to be one of the best offenses that they're going to see this year. So it's going to be interesting to see. But I think, like you both said, that biggest matchup is going to be their run game versus our defense. I think that's going to be the key to the game right there.
Yeah, I mean, since Big 12 play, they held Cincinnati to 13 points, but that's the lowest that anyone's been held to. Most everyone's in the 30s points wise. So they're basically outscoring most of the teams that they have played this whole time. They held Oklahoma to 24 points, but that's I mean, they're basically outscore players, right, or outscore teams right now because they don't have the defense that Texas has for sure. So.
As long as we play the more aggressive style of defense again this week, I think everything should be just fine.
Yeah,
that's what.
Yeah, and then I'm anxious to see what the refs are going to be like in this game.
This is the last Big 12 stand.
Who the refs are going to be?
Yeah, who the refs are going to be as well.
So is this technically a Red River rivalry still, or?
I guess kind of.
Sure.
I mean, yeah. we said Oklahoma is who we wanted. We didn't necessarily specify which one, I guess.
That's true.
Do you think if we had gotten the matchup, I mean, obviously, do you think it would have made much difference in the College Football Playoff Committee mind if we were playing Oklahoma this week?
I do. I think if you mop the floor with Oklahoma, I think that changes everything completely.
I feel like it should change everything, but I don't feel like it would actually do much in their minds. Like if they're going to say no, they're going to say no. If they're going to say yes, they're going to say yes. But I don't know.
They seem like they got their mind made up right now. They're very high on a few teams.
Eye test, bro. It's the eye test.
It's the eye test.
Don't get me started on the eye test. Like that guy whoever that was that y'all sent me a video of.
Wow.
Oh, we just think that Oregon has really, really played a great season so far. Yeah, they had a close game, but Bo Nix is throwing the ball well. He's at 70-some-odd% completion. I don't care. Like, look at strengths of schedule, and he avoided the question all day long. He just talked about Oregon
criteria
and just ignored it. It's absurd that Oregon is still in front of us. So rankings, in case you didn't know what the rankings were that came out, Georgia, Michigan, or is Michigan? Oh, sorry, Michigan is 2 still, right?
Yeah,
I'm trying to look it up.
Yeah, you got it.
So yeah, there it is: Georgia, Michigan, Washington, Florida State, Oregon, Ohio State, and Texas. Then Alabama at 8. I'm going to tell you right now, no matter what happens in front of us, if Alabama wins, all hell is going to break loose in this thing. Like, there's no telling what can happen, and I can just see it now. They're going to jump us. I don't know why. We could mop the floor with Oklahoma State. I just have this weird feeling now, like it was like, okay, head to head. But now that these rankings come out and you keep Ohio State in front of us, I think the problem is I don't think they keep Georgia out still. I think they keep Georgia in possibly. Florida State loses, Oregon loses.
Dude, Georgia would have to move behind us.
No, they don't. Ohio State didn't move behind us.
Yeah, but we have the common opponent.
They clearly don't care about that either.
It should be.
The common opponent was also Texas Tech.
I
can't read these people in this committee. I feel like it changes from week to week. Them putting Ohio State in front of us. I feel like still we'll jump them if we win. I mean, you have an Ohio State team that's idle.
Yeah,
that's not playing in their conference championship, so they're not going to have any way to impress anybody. So I feel like we do pass them after this week. But yeah, dude, if Bama wins, it's going to be absolute chaos. Because like you said, I don't know how you keep Georgia out still at this point. I don't know. It's going to be insane to see this all shake out, but it just proves that we do need a bigger playoff. 4 isn't enough. People want to see, like, if we had an 8 or 12 team playoff this year, it would honestly be perfect because there's about 10 to 12 like really good teams this year.
Bro, an 8-team playoff would be absurd right now. I mean, because Washington or Oregon is going to drop way down if they were to lose. Then you've got Missouri. I mean, honestly, Arizona, I feel like, should be up a little more. They've been playing fantastic football as of late. Oklahoma could slide in there. Ole Miss. Like, there's some teams still down around the 12 to 9 range that could move up into that spot also. And then all hell's going to break loose because then you're getting rematches of Michigan, Ohio State. You're getting rematches of Texas, Alabama. Like, that's going to be fun. However, that it's a lot less meaningful for the last week. Like, last week's games don't really mean as much. So you're not going to get that again when we expand the playoffs. So yes, it'll be fun, but
yeah, I mean, there's no incentive to really, especially if you're a Power 5 conference, to schedule any kind of non-conference game that's outside of, like, you're not.
Well, that's clear right now.
Right.
I mean, we scheduled the second week.
Right, and then you look at us next year, and we have Michigan.
Yeah,
road,
we're gonna have
4 years, dude.
Yeah. The next 4 years is Michigan or Ohio State.
Yeah, we have home and home. We have home and homes with them already set, so I don't see them changing that. It's gonna be tough. They're supposed to release the SEC schedule on December 13th. I think I read today.
Which
the official SEC schedule for next year.
Okay.
We know who we're playing. We just don't know dates wise.
Got it.
Yeah, they leaked some, like the Arkansas game, the A&M game. Yeah. There's a few dates out there, but
when's the A&M game?
We'll slip Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Called it. Oh, the Saturday, not the Friday.
Yeah, Black Friday, Saturday.
Interesting.
A year from today.
Man, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I can't wait to go to Kyle Field and watch him cry.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that
I think
next
that'd be
year.
such a sick game.
I think we do Arkansas and College Station next year. I think Michigan, as fun as that sounds, that's
We could pull off Arkansas and Texas.
yeah. We could pull off two of
We would
them.
do Michigan.
Yeah,
Michigan would just be expensive just because of the travel to get there.
oh yeah. Well, even Airbnbs, I've looked at them. They are.
Yeah.
So unless you're bringing a tent and sleeping outside,
Doing the RV again.
Yeah, I know. I'm not driving that RV. I can tell you right now. We could fly halfway and get the RV, maybe. But did you guys see the Ohio State Michigan game before they did a flyover?
I did.
Did you see what kind of plane it was?
I didn't see the exact type, but I've heard people.
Apparently, this was scheduled way beforehand, but it was legitimately a spy plane. It was the plane is legitimately used for undercover aerial footage, and ironically enough, flew it over against Ohio State with awesome. Just the ultimate middle finger. Like Michigan fans are defending it. I saw it on Pardon My Take. PFT was talking about it. And I went to go look at the comments from the video, and there's Michigan fans like, this was scheduled in September. They announced this way a long time ago. I'm like, bro, like, don't say that. Like,
dude, embrace it. It's hilarious.
Let it happen. Like, why are you crying right now? That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So we need. Do we prefer Washington or Oregon to win?
I want Washington all day, man.
To be honest, I want Washington to win because
Washington for sure.
I want Washington to mop the floor with Oregon, just so they can see how bad they screwed up keeping us in front of them the whole time.
Keeping them in front of us.
Yes, that. Georgia and Alabama. I honestly think we need Georgia to win that. Like, and we need Florida State to lose. We need Louisville to turn their tide around and figure it out from last week, because we need a Florida State loss. We need an Oregon loss. And I believe that will get us in. And an Alabama loss. That, I think, is the road for us to get in. And we get the first game tomorrow night. So it's 7 o'clock. I think it's 7 o'clock game tomorrow. Washington and Oregon play. So we'll all be glued to the TV there. Did you see the point total for Iowa in the first half? The betting point total.
I did.
Is it 3? 2.5.
0.5 for the half. I think it's gone up because everyone heard about it and just started betting it for no matter what. But 0.5 is just the most disrespectful thing you could ever do. Even it going to 2.5 still means you can't even score a field goal. Like,
nuts, dude.
Hammer it. If it's still available, hammer it. Michigan's gonna turn the ball over in their own field.
I suppose Iowa's defense is next level. I know their offense stinks, but
I hope
their defense may create a turnover in field goal range.
I will never be a bigger Iowa fan than this weekend. That's going to be fun to watch. Not really, unless it's the first quarter and then they're up by 3 touchdowns, and then I'll just switch it to something else.
Just gonna watch punts over and over again.
Yeah. Oh shoot! I don't know what I'm going to do. The Cowboys play tonight, boys. So my Sunday's free now. Oh, I guess we are taking family pictures Sunday, so that helps.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we scheduled it through that. Smart move by the in-laws. What else we got? Coaching changes.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you think about the A&M hire?
I don't really care, to be honest. Like, it's with A&M, it's kind of one of those things, and it's like that with all of us. Like, there really wasn't a huge hire that they were going to go after at this point. I mean, there was talks of Dion coming out, and no, that's not going to happen. Bailey's going berserk because someone just knocked on the door. But yeah, it's just not going to happen. Deion's, I think,
the whole
it's going to
Stoops
stay
thing
there.
was
But
bizarre.
bro, I don't know
Dude.
what happened there.
What does it feel like to show back up in Lexington, Kentucky after that? That's crazy.
Yeah, I do not know. I need to go figure out who's at my door real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Y'all talk.
Dude, it was like it straight up seemed like the 12th man bullied A&M out of that hire. Like, I swear he was on a plane to College Station, and they were like, you can turn around. Like,
I heard that he landed at the airport
Really?
and was told to go back. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I've heard.
Oh
That he
my
made it
God,
all the way
dude.
to College Station and then was told, "Sorry, it wasn't approved."
oh my God.
It's insane.
I mean,
And I
it
don't
just-
understand. Like they were like so crazy. He's a bad hire, and then went Mike Elko,
yeah.
which I that's who I thought they were going to go for. But I don't feel like it's a better hire.
No, I mean, it's definitely not, as far as an eye test goes, if we're talking about eye test, it's definitely not.
You want to talk about eye tests?
It's definitely not a sexy hire by any means. I don't think it's a bad hire. I think he
Yeah.
is a good coach. I mean, he's done well. He's done well since he left there and went to Duke and made Duke decent. But I mean, it just doesn't seem like for them to get rid of Jimbo as early as they got rid of him and really had the first picks on like contacting coaches and like here getting towards the end of the season. It just seems like there could have been a bigger pool for them. But
Yeah.
it's just kind of bizarre. How everything went down was weird.
It's definitely not a hire that I'm just like worried that all of a sudden A&M's going to start cranking.
No.
Oh, did y'all see Anthony Hill's going to transfer too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Saw that one.
He's already
T-Sips
got
are
it locked in.
scared.
He's been really disappointed here in Austin so far.
Yeah. He's having a terrible time becoming the winning awards in the Big 12. Which, by the way, we didn't really talk about awards yet for the Big 12.
Yeah. Co-defense.
Oh, but let's hold on for coaching changes. Arkansas. Katrina.
The most ridiculous
Katrina's back.
story
Dude,
ever.
what?
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
bizarre.
their morals are just out the window, I guess.
I don't know how you could take him back.
There's nothing better than that picture of him in the neck brace at the press conference, and that's just what I
Yeah.
feel like Arkansas is going to be for the next few years.
How are we not able to bring back Applewhite, but they can bring back
Yeah.
Trino?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Arkansas is a different breed. Let's just
Yeah,
they're a different animal. So
that's crazy.
you'll find out next year probably. So you'll experience the Woo Pig Sue.
Gross.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Big 12. Big 12 awards. So we're only going to talk about Texas. No one really cares anything about anything else on this podcast. Sweat, defensive player of the year, well deserved. Good news is Texas can't develop players. At least that's the rumors, right? So Sweat has. I saw his freshman picture, and I just didn't recognize him at all.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I remember seeing those recruiting pictures, but didn't connect that was Sweat.
Yeah, I was like, who is that? And it's like, oh, wow. That man has changed a lot. Wide receiver Adonai Mitchell becomes the first Texas player to be voted Big 12 Offensive Newcomer of the Year. Anthony Hill, Defensive Freshman of the Year. Who else? Byron Murphy, Defensive Lineman of the Year. And no one cares about Gundy. Gundy was handed that because they didn't want to give it to the coach leaving in the Big 12. So
That's crazy.
I saw some stat that was like, Oklahoma State was projected to have way less wins. I think we're going to go 6-5 on the season, and they've improved. Like, okay, we've improved from last year also. Like, it's not my problem that you suck. The reason why we've improved is because of recruiting, because of coaching, because of the way we go about our business now is a way why we're changing. The culture is completely different. So yeah, enjoy you get that award. We'll go ahead and take the trophy this weekend. So
Yeah, that's insane.
Dude, I can't wait to see the commish hand the trophy over.
I
I want to
That's
see
gonna
him
be
up on that
great.
stage, confetti flying. I want to see the look on his face when he hands us that
God,
trophy.
dang it! And now I got to chant SEC next week as we do it.
Honestly, yeah, I feel like
That's a have to.
I
I've
will
always
justify
been.
it there.
I
Next
will be the
week.
one to say I have always hated that chant. It's
Yes.
stupid.
100%.
However, this, which by the way, I said this on Twitter, and this stupid A&M fan comes to me who's like, "Oh, typical Texas fan trying to make the rules on when and when to not say the SEC chant." I'm like, this is actually the only time you should say it. I'm not You're rooting for Texas in any bowl game? No, you're not. I don't root for any team in my conference if they're in a bowl game. I do not care if they're from Texas. Obviously, baseball's the same way because I hate Houston. I'm not rooting for another team in my conference just because we're banded together. No, we're not.
Right.
Everyone hates us anyways. And it's not going to change going to the SEC. So mark my words, this is the only time I will chant SEC is when we leave the Big 12. It's the only time it makes sense. But chanting SEC at a volleyball game for no reason is absurd. So that's my take.
Preach.
Yes. But we will be chanting SEC this Saturday for sure.
Y'all better. Let's go through these conference championships.
Pick'ems. So pick'em wise, I went 1-2. Seth went 1-1-1. 2 ties on the year. Oh! Don't wear that crown yet, sweetheart. And then Jono went 2-1 with Northwestern and Kansas. So the current standings going into this is going to be the last week of Pick'em, and then we'll do a bowl Pick'em separately. But going into the final week, I am 12-16-1. Jono is 13-16. And Seth is 13-14-2. So Seth has a slim margin lead. So with that being said, boys,
Intra mile, man. Doesn't matter.
Last game of the year, boys.
You can't hold anything back. Shut up, Brent.
We know.
All right. Let's go. We're going to go game by game. So let me pull up the schedule. So we're going to go Friday's game, Oregon versus Washington. Oregon is -10 favorite.
What, you're not starting with the USA Conference Championship?
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah, it's the 6
Reverse. New Mexico State Aggies versus Liberty. Are they the Hawks or the Eagles? I see a bird. I don't know what they are.
Something, right?
What are they?
Is it the Flames or something?
The Flames. There's definitely a bird
I'm gonna look it up
on that logo.
Y'all keep talking.
Liberty is -11. They're undefeated on the season. New Mexico State is
playoff shot.
10 yeah. Why aren't they in the playoff picture?
Yeah, Liberty Flames.
Why is that a flame? That's a bird. That doesn't make any sense. This is already. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm picking based off of that alone. I've got a Cutter and Logan and all those boys, New Mexico State boys. I am riding with New Mexico State +11. Just because that Flames mascot is absurd. It's a bird of some kind. It's not a flame.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
Boys, which one?
I'm going Liberty on this. They already played earlier in the year, and Liberty handled them. So I feel like I got to stick with that and go with the undefeated season for the Flames.
You know, you have to score 12 points, right? You got to get to 12. Okay. All right. I just want to be clear. Listen, if I don't say that, and you're like, oh, I did straight up.
I get it. You can't do it straight up. I get it. We're taking what the spread is right now.
Well,
I thought I wanted to go Liberty, but this is the same New Mexico that beat Auburn 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they got paid.
Yeah, no, that throws a little wrench in it. That was an impressive win for them.
And Auburn almost beat Alabama. So basically, New Mexico State really should be in playoff talks right now.
I'm still gonna go Liberty to cover.
Okay. All right, boys. That's one win for me.
Okay.
All right. Next round is going to be Oregon, Washington. Oregon is -10. Seth, who you got?
Y'all said I took 2 of these straight. Y'all are saying we had to pick the cover?
Oh, if you're picking the favorite with -11, yeah. We're not playing pansy.
No, I'm picking
softball
Washington straight up, but I guess Washington.
Oh, Washington straight up, you can, yes. Well, I will allow, if it is a 10-point, a double digit, I will allow it to be for 2 points, worth 2 points.
If TJ allows it.
I will allow that. I am the rule maker, apparently. I just made myself that. So Seth's taking Washington straight up, worth 2 points. Jono?
Yeah, as much as I want to pick Oregon, just because I've talked about them throughout the season as being, I think, the conference champions, I think Washington's going to win. I think Oregon being a 10-point favorite is absurd. I'll take Washington to win in this one.
Oh.
Bo Nix threw 75% completion. So what do you got?
This is tough because I actually really want Washington to win this game. I can't. But I don't think Oregon's going to win by 10 points. So therefore, I'm going to take Washington and the points. I don't think Washington is going to actually win the game, unfortunately. But I will take that plus 10 and get the free point, and you guys will lose 2 points. Actually, no, you guys will lose 1 point.
Where are they playing the Pac-12 championship?
Probably Pasadena? No.
It's in
Vegas.
Yeah.
Vegas. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Ducks are going to be hungover for sure. All right. Next. I guess we only have 6 because we're not picking this game. Texas by 1,000,000.
We're not going down? Okay.
You want to pick the Texas Oklahoma State game?
Go Texas, yeah.
We'll pick the Texas game. That's going to be the last game we're going to pick. We're going to pick it based on Texas total points.
Okay.
I like that better.
So
that'll be like a let me think about that while we're doing this. I'll think about it. Georgia, Alabama. Georgia is 5.5 point favorite. It is in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Georgia covers all day.
Georgia covers.
Easy. They're going to make it look easy.
I am also going to go Georgia specifically because that clown sitting there crying, "Give me my Heisman," after that damn game, after almost getting beat by Auburn. Like, what are you talking about? And I got in an argument with one of my boys on Facebook who's an Alabama fan. I was like, "Did you see this?" He goes, "No," but he was probably just excited. Hey, man, who is telling Milroe he's in the running for a Heisman Trophy? You won't even be in New York.
He was listed at like number 6 on the list. I mean, obviously not top, but yeah. It doesn't
like, how is he even number 6? Like, that's so stupid. Like, oh, he's got the Alabama title. I deserve it. Get out of here. You were benched in the 3rd or 4th week of the season.
Yeah.
So, no. You can sit your ass at home and watch Georgia and everybody in the playoffs. Georgia. Sorry, Georgia.
I'm taking Georgia too.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Milroe hasn't seen a defense like this since he played Texas, and we saw how he performed against Texas. So, I mean, you're going to have a Georgia defense that's game planning for him for a little bit of extended time now. I like Georgia, man. You can't go against the champs.
Unless it's Texas versus Georgia.
Unless it's next week and we forgot we're playing them.
I also would be very excited for that matchup because I think we've got some unfinished business there too. SMU Tulane, the AAC American Championship. SMU is 10-2. Tulane 11-1, ranked 22. Tulane is minus 3.5.
I know nothing about either one of these teams, but I'm taking Tulane to cover minus 3.5. Nothing about these teams.
Jono, who
I haven't really watched too much of these teams either. I think I watched a little bit when SMU played Oklahoma, Tulane, but I'm going to take SMU on this one. I think Tulane's had a good season, but I'm going to go a little bit different than you and try to get some points here. So I'm going to take SMU.
I'm going to tell you right now, there was no chance I'm not riding the ponies. SMU straight up to win, no points, straight up. It is still worth 1 point, but I am taking SMU to win that game.
So yeah, it had to be a 10-point differential to go straight.
That's why I said it's no. You can still do this straight up, but the 10-point differential of the underdog winning still, because you're picking Washington, correct?
Yeah,
they're a 10-point underdog. So any double-digit underdog, so they're only a 3.5 underdog. Therefore, it's only worth 1 point still. But I can still pick them straight up. I don't even need the points. Okay. Don't even need them. The ponies ride.
Okay.
The Dallas Ponies.
Well, they're making this easy on me, man.
Home of the George Bush Library. Oh, you say that now.
It's going to be easy.
Michigan, Iowa. Michigan is 22-point favorite.
Who's swinging for the fences here with Iowa?
I'm taking Iowa to cover.
Okay. Taking Michigan to cover.
Ooh.
Yeah. They definitely can cover 22.
I hope. Oh, God.
Dude, did you see Iowa last week? Oh, they're so bad.
Did you see Michigan? They're terrible. Trash quarterback. He can't throw the ball. If Iowa's run defense is on, you never know what could happen. No, like, listen. The U.S. hockey team beat the Russians.
1980 can happen. I don't know what it was, but
anything can happen.
I think
you believe in miracles.
I'm going to take Iowa to cover. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a ridiculously low-scoring game. Yeah. I think it's going to be like. I think this game could be like a 17-3 game. 14-3. I think it's going to be a really nasty, ugly game. That's no offense gets going. So I don't see Michigan getting going enough to get a 3-touchdown lead.
Louisville, Florida State. Florida State is minus 1.5.
Please, Louisville. Please.
Louisville, straight up.
I'm telling you right now, you're a dick if you pick Florida State in this. I should tell you that right now.
Louisville
straight up.
Ducks fly together, boys.
Yeah, we got to have Louisville win. Florida State hasn't looked good. Struggled versus a very bad Florida team. Backup quarterback, potentially even backup quarterback. I don't know what the situation is there. I know their backup quarterback went out with concussion or something like that. But, man, we need Louisville to do this.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch that much of the second half of that game because TJ wanted to teach us a drinking game the other night. But
I did not do that.
Or it was Kevin.
I'm about to say, do not mix us together. No, apparently, sir.
The drinking game was effective because I couldn't remember that.
Bro, that was a very poor decision. And then I had golf the next morning. All right.
We all went and played disc golf the next morning, and guess who didn't show up? Kevin, of course. Oh, you didn't tell me that part. I'll be messaging the group chat on the fantasy team after this.
He was the one giving everybody a hard time. Oh, you're not.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, come on. No. You're good. No, you're good, dog. No, you're good. No. Okay, man. Texas point total.
I hadn't thought about that. How are we scoring this? What are we doing?
Just closest to the point total.
Closest to we'll get a. Oh, we'll do.
It's like a bonus point.
We do bonus point.
Unless bonus point. Tying somebody. Crap. Okay, somebody else go first. I haven't thought about scores.
We're talking about just total points.
Texas total points.
Texas total points. I'm gonna go on this one. I'm gonna go 44.
44.
Seth? 42. I feel like I've said 42 for more games this season than anything else. I feel it's my go-to.
Boys, here's the deal. Texas has struggled through a lot of Big 12 games. This is a big, big spot for us. We need to score a lot of points, and I'm worried that we're not going to be able to put up too many because we're putting up 60. 60 is the points. We're going to demolish Oklahoma State. We're going to take the Big 12 trophy, and we're going to take it with us and burn it as we go to the SEC. Boys, this weekend is going to be fantastic.
60.
I cannot wait. We're going to get tired.
I love the sentiment, but I also love that you're giving us free points in this game.
We're going to get tired.
Thank you.
I was right about Texas Tech only scoring one touchdown. We're going 2 for 2 this week. I was right about the Rangers, kind of, throughout the whole thing. So my stress and just calling stuff out. Also, this is the problem: is the Rangers have created an absolute aura of my mind, just thinking my teams are now just going to win everything. It's amazing what one championship will do. The Rangers are going to win the next 7. Texas is definitely winning 3 national championships after this year. The Cowboys, Dak's going to win the MVP. Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl this year. It's going to be the most incredible year this year. And then the Stars are right behind it. So that is what the Rangers have done to my mindset. Is now I'm just absurdly confident about everything in sports, and it's kind of annoying, and it's going to get annoying. So be prepared. I'm just letting you know right now.
That's great. I can't imagine listening to you scream in my ear at the game if they score 60 points.
Oh yeah, it will be relentless the whole time. So we are going to games. Seth and I. Jono has to work, but we will be down there with Zach. We'll put together another video, and then let's throw up a prayer, boys. We're gonna need it. So with that being said, you guys got anything else?
I'm good.
No, good.
Big 12 championship this weekend. We're coming home with a trophy, boys. Hook 'em.
Man.